Hey everybody, we took a little break. We're back to number 59 today. Continuation. Um, with 57, we talked about the youth and upcoming generation, and a little bit more in the 58. So here we are, number 59. Welcome back, Al.
Welcome back, man.
So we were talking off camera a little bit about the baseball. We've been talking about football, basketball,
Yeah.
but the baseball. Let's talk a little bit about baseball. So we got the playoffs. Dodgers, our local team, doing well again. Possible back to back. So what's your thoughts on what you've seen
It's
so far?
tough, man. I like the format.
Mm-hmm.
You played 180 games, but the playoffs is really good.
Yeah, you like the playoff
Yeah,
format?
yeah, oh yeah. You win 2 out of 3, and you win 3 out of 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go. You win 4 out of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but these guys are hitting the ball. They're making plays. I mean, the way baseball has changed
Mm-hmm.
is how the defense
Mm-hmm.
and you know hitting's important. Pitching is good. And, these guys are hitting the ball out the park or hitting line drives. You know,
Well, they used to say, good pitching will win it. Is that still pretty much the truth?
good pitching beats good hitting.
Yeah, yeah. And you can't lose sight of the fact that when we're talking about the youth and young, I mean these are young men
Mm-hmm.
in the pinnacle of their athletic prowess, and so they're relatively young too.
Yeah.
Professionals, playing at the highest level. Now we're in the playoffs and getting closer to the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so uh, you said baseball's. How else has baseball changed besides just the
It's a
X's and O's?
faster, stronger game.
Yeah. Okay.
It used to be that you might have 1 or 2 guys who were 5'2". Everybody's a 5'2" guy now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, hit the ball out the park, hit line drive.
Right.
If it make the play from deep shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plays that you saw, but not regular now.
The technique is different.
Yeah. Would you say that these athletes, in particular baseball, are better trained off season? More conditioned.
They're better taught.
Yeah, better taught. The
And
techniques.
they're more competitive, especially those guys that play in college. That's it. They get more coaching,
Mm-hmm.
better facilities,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and better training.
Does baseball, in the college level, does it look like football and basketball? How's that different? I'm curious.
And those guys are playing. They're playing. They're not playing for the money thing. They're playing baseball for the team.
Because there's not the money. There's not the money in baseball that there is.
It's there, but it's not
in the same.
not in the same. It's always been there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you always had boosters. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. And what in college, because you know what programs are usually stand out in basketball, football. What programs stand out in baseball?
Vanderbilt, LSU, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It's, all matter of fact, those are the strong ones, but all the rest of them are tough too.
Compared to Marshall.
Oregon State. What else? SC, UCLA.
Now they don't generate the same kind of revenue necessarily, right?
Not until the playoffs go.
Okay.
No, they don't.
Who won the World Series this year?
LSU.
LSU. Okay. And are they perennial too, pretty much? Yeah.
LSU's always in there.
So it's kind of like the big name players. That's where they want to aspire to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as they want to go somewhere in baseball. And is LSU placing guys in the majors just before time?
Yeah, Paul Skeen. You heard
Yeah.
He played. He was in the World Series. Was it 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
one of the main guys.
Oh yeah.
In the pitching. Yeah, for sure. But you being I mean, I know you played all sports, but baseball was a passion of yours and stuff.
That
So
was my best sport.
yeah, and that's the one you enjoy still watching
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think about my contemporaries with Joe Morgan, Rudy May,
right.
Lynn Gabrielson, uh, Ernie Fazio, Joe Morgan, Rudy May. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember those names, and I mean, as a kid, looking at them, having their baseball card or whatever, watching them, hearing about them. I mean, I used to love the sports page, look at the box score, see, they don't nobody reads the sports page anymore
no
very
more,
much,
no more.
but that was always fun to do, and follow it and stuff.
And what's so curious is that the Bay Area, where I grew up at, it was baseball was number one, basketball was number two, and football was number 3. Because we only played in a high school. I only played 16 games, eight a year.
Football, yeah.
Football.
So just by the fact that there was more games, more activity, or more exposure, or more involvement.
Baseball, it was the league, and then Legion ball.
So you would like football. You play once a week, for example.
Yeah.
But baseball, you could play 2, maybe 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Basketball, same thing.
Yeah.
You get into tournaments.
Yeah.
You're going to play multiple games over a short period of time. So there was a lot more, I guess, exposure, or more, like I said, more activity.
Back in the day, my high school basketball, we won the state. Then they didn't have the state thing. They had a tournament of champions. Okay, which was at Berkeley, Berkeley UC, and they would take all the teams from Sacramento, across the Bay, San Francisco, all the teams in those leagues. It was we start on Thursday. So if you start out Thursday with 8,
What sport was this again?
Basketball.
Basketball. Yeah.
You start out Thursday with 8, then you play Friday. You're down to 4, and then Saturday you're playing the championship. And so we won that. It's called a tournament of champions.
Okay.
So we won that 10, 12, 11 years in a row. And my high school only had 1,300 kids. And we had good basketball players. Paul Silas, Chris Porter, Aaron Porter. But that was, I remember my senior year, we had won 61 or 62 games straight.
Wow.
We got beat by Richmond High School, and then we beat them in a tournament.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's some good memories there. Huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, but the Bay Area was a baseball because of the Giants and old Pacific Coast League, stuff like that. So you guys play baseball. We had a lot of guys teaching baseball all over the area. But football, it was never a big deal like that. As compared to, think about Orange County. I come to Orange County, and I played 2 night games in my whole football career, and they were three night games: Salinas and Watsonville.
Oh, up north.
Yeah, up north. So we played night games there.
But all your games were daytime here?
Daytime, 3:15 on Friday.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, do you think, so I've heard that baseball, the players of today have more respect for players from the past than, let's say, some of the other sports. Is that true, or do you think that that's just kind of a generalization, that baseball seems to respect its history?
Oh, the game of baseball does that for you.
How is that? I'm curious.
Because you feed into what other people have done.
Okay, but not so much in the other sports.
Well, football,
you'll hear a reference. You'll watch a game on Sunday, and you'll hear referencing records that were broken, and you might and they'll show clips from games in the past. But I don't know if it's just I'm not sure.
Baseball is a unique thing. You have to be able to have good hand-eye coordination. You have to be able to move in split seconds. Okay, and baseball is a individual team sport.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
Well, football is a team sport.
Yeah.
Basketball is a team sport.
Yeah.
So baseball is an individual team sport.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense and stuff. Well, it just seems like whenever you hear a player being interviewed or talking, they do. I'm talking about baseball players. They do seem to reference players from the past. And
baseball is a craft. You have to be able to. You have to stay. What I remember the thing about it. I went into the military. I was 20 years old. I was in my prime. Mm-hmm. I get out at 24. Mm-hmm. I went to San Diego College. I couldn't hit the ball. Mm-hmm. Couldn't feel the ball. Right. What was missing is I wasn't playing baseball.
Is that the muscle memory?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay, because I've been playing baseball since I was 7, 8 years old.
Yeah. Always, it's always interesting when Michael Jordan, left the NBA to play baseball and couldn't make it because he didn't hit the curveball. As good an athlete as he was, that's just something that.
See, we would go to the park. We did all our stuff on our own. Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean we didn't have the batting cages and the stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean the training and like you said, and I think a couple episodes ago about the passing league and the AAU and all these youth organizations that are really catering to and bringing in these players that show promise and then taking them up to the next level.
The Boy Scouts, the Boys Club was good for baseball and basketball. Mm-hmm. Because we would travel all around it to play other boys clubs. So.
And then you have that opportunity to interact with other kids that from other areas or whatever. It's not just your little circle.
That's right.
But you get exposure.
There you go.
And I mean, I know you're a big fan of the Little League World Series, and
I love that. I love to watch those guys.
Those kids are amazing, and they're not kids really. They're young men that are just extremely gifted.
The way they do it is they get the kids that are 13 years old, 12 years old, gonna be 13 years old, big kids, and they that's what they do it.
And they know.
I mean, when you think about it, the spirit of the game has changed.
How's that?
Because you know, most of the kids that are in the Little League World Series, 12 years old.
Yeah.
You might have an 11-year-old here and there or whatever, okay, but they're 12 years old.
Well, I always get a kick out of I don't watch all the games, but I'll hit one here and there. But I'm always amazed when you see their behavior, their demeanor. You forget how young they are until they maybe see their face.
Yeah, when they start crying
or whatever. Yeah, but they're they're still little boys, they're in men's bodies, and they conduct themselves like professionals. I mean, they really look like little professionals to me.
But think about all the travel teams and all.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know they played a million games probably and been trained.
Yeah,
and they work out and
instead of participating for the fact that you're participating, okay, you're participating to win, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you don't win, then what are you? You get what I'm saying?
You're a loser, I guess, right? Yeah. I don't know.
But is that really what it is?
I don't think. I don't think that necessarily.
When I was coaching the league, I never talked about winning and losing. I talked about growth.
Yeah.
How do you understand the game, and if you play the game and understand the game, then you win.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I told Brad. I mean, I did a lot of youth coaching, and I'm helping him out, and he's got 7 and 8 year olds, right? So they're little girls, but I always told him my goal in coaching was always to see the growth. I got a group of kids that come in on day one, and they're raw. They got a lot to, and how they play in the first game minus the 10th game is what I want to see, that measurement.
Well,
and that's where you feel like you've done your job, if you, as a coach, youth coach even, to get them to learn the game better, to be involved more, to be able to listen for instruction.
but think about this. Who are all the guys that want to be the winners? That want to win? Those are the guys in life that are losers.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Give me some examples, but I mean, I
Think
get
about
it. But
I coached junior All-American football. The guy that the coach was, he's a little bitty guy, and he didn't. His time of the year was football.
Yeah.
And then and then we won, but
Yeah.
we didn't win the big one.
Yeah.
Okay, we always made it to the playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but other he was a journeyman doing whatever he was doing. But when football season came, he was a toast of the town.
Yeah, toast of the town. Huh?
Any other time, he was just a regular rugby guy. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the same thing with baseball. I'm coaching Little League over there, and they would. I had one year I had 13-year-olds in senior majors, and they would just they threw the best pitches at my guys, and because my guys, I trained them well, but they weren't strong enough. They weren't strong enough to go against the big guys.
Mm-hmm. But that equals out, doesn't it? As you say, as the years
as time goes on.
As long as if you're planning that foundation of playing hard, training hard, practicing.
Two kids on my senior major team made it to the big show. Mm-hmm. One kid had a 10, 12-year career.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Very amazing. Yeah. That's awesome. But like you say, one or two out of probably hundreds. If you added them all up, but
and I'm not saying that I was responsible. I just didn't mess them up.
Yeah, that was always my goal too.
Yeah,
at the end of the year, I didn't want a kid not to want to play for something because I did. He's done. I hated it because of the coach. I wanted to be, if anything, they wanted to keep playing even though they weren't really that into it. Yeah. But they had such a good time, they want to keep playing, and they continue to play on. And I felt like then again, I've done my job. I mean, I'm small potatoes, so to speak. But,
But no, like this football season, even college and pros, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. We were talking about the Shedeur Sanders thing. Okay, you think about this. Think about the coach. When you was in college, who was your coach? And if your coach got down on a guy, or whatever for whatever reason, he wasn't gonna play.
Mm.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And even though he was a good guy, or whatever reason, see that back in those days, all the black guys were either stacked on one position, and only one guy could play. Mm-hmm. And the other guy sat on the bench. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were the captain of your team. You got
in college, yeah. Yeah.
So what got you that? How did you get that? How did you get?
Because I went out and went to work.
You showed them the work.
I didn't ask.
The coach recognized that.
No, the team. I was on the team.
The team picked you. Okay.
Yeah, I was team captain for 2 years, I think it was.
Because of who you were.
Well, I did the work.
Yeah.
I didn't slack up. I went to work. I was hurt.
And that transferred over to your place of work, your employment, your career.
Yeah.
And you just kept it going.
Kept it going. I mean, I went to work on time. Did whatever I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed out of the club and the tub.
Yeah, club and the tub.
I wasn't that guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, with it all said and done, we've kind of devoted the last 3 podcasts again, going back to the whole idea of our youth and the upcoming generation and stuff. Right. There has to be some positives out there. There has to be things that they're learning that they're going to be able to.
The kids that have guidance, when I say guidance, the people in their environment are able to tag them. And they're able to move them along in whatever the field they're in.
Right.
Okay. I mean, you don't you don't. If I had not been mentored or told this is what's going on, you're a good guy, boom. And they wasn't say you're a good black guy. They said you're a good guy.
Yeah. You make that distinction.
And I moved on.
Mhm.
I mean, so it was something about the way I carried myself that they thought that I was a regular guy. Okay, and even when you enter the arena, then that's where you get the other mess. Okay, that's when you get the other mess.
Well, when you go into a situation like that, whether it be sports or life or work or whatever, being black, how is that different?
Well, this is it's just like when I was working at juvenile hall. No matter what unit I was working with, I did my job I did my job way above.
Well, like what you said
uh,
earlier.
okay, and it makes people that don't do their job, it makes them angry because people start saying, "Well, this guy is doing his job, and you guys ain't doing nothing."
I remember one summer I got a job working for Santa Ana, the city of Santa Ana.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a young buck, so I was physically fit, and we were doing landscaping and doing a lot of. We were hired for the summer to clean up schools.
Yeah.
So I went out there every morning, jumped right on, and started working. And I kept getting pulled aside, saying, "Hey, slow it down, go hide, do it. You're making us look bad." And I didn't.
Yeah.
That didn't resonate with me. I understand what they were asking me, but it's like I only know one way. That's
right.
Hey, I want to get out there and do it.
And now you know why some jobs don't get done.
Well, they get done. They get put off for another week.
Yeah.
Really, they should have been done in a day. It took them about a week, and that's how the system sometimes works.
Yeah.
But I was young, and what did I know? I was naive, but I only knew it one way, and it was to go out there and do it hard.
And that's the only way I knew it. Mm-hmm. Just go after it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, having grandkids, and you're 81, I'm 71. We're reaching again. We're reaching the end of our road.
Right.
But you kind of want to think you might still have a little something to give, and it really is to try to encourage and mentor and show and demonstrate, the right things to do. How to be.
My age, my responsibility is my children, and I try to assist them as much as I can. Give them as much information as I can.
Right.
You can't tell grown folks what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, no matter what, you can't tell grown folks what to do if they don't want to listen.
No.
They don't want to listen. No.
They may listen, but they don't hear.
The only cousin, my little cousin, and one cousin that we've been on the journey. One we've been on the journey almost 20 years, and another one we've been on the journey for 10 years. And he took me aside, and he said to me, he says, when you come here, he said to me, he says, you come to San Diego, and this is what you do, I want to be like you.
Yes.
And I said, okay. I said,
it's a compliment.
I said, okay. Are you, the first thing I said to him, I said, do you believe in God? He said, yeah. I said, well, are you going to listen? Okay? Are you going to listen? You ask me a question, are you going to listen? And we've been doing this thing for 10 years. And his thought processes has changed, and about how he deals with his grandkids and his children and his grandkids.
So he not only listened, but he heard what you had to say.
Yeah. And I told him that one day, you're gonna, when I'm gone, you're gonna be the one that everybody's gonna be looking for you. Because I get the phone call. Can you lend me a couple of dollars? I need this, or I need, I'm giving a couple of them. I give them much as $2,000.
Right.
I said, I'm giving it to you. Okay, I'm not gonna lend it to you. I'm giving it to you. Or can you? I need. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. But I'm thinking. I'm not. I'm your cousin. See, I got no nieces and nephews on my father's side. My father's side of the family.
Right.
I have no nieces and no nephews.
You are an only child.
I'm the only child, so I'm the oldest grandchild. So but I have enough understanding on how to help people.
Mm-hmm.
If they seriously need help, I help them,
Yeah.
and keep on moving. But I'm not gonna. And even like with my son, I don't hear from him no more because I'm not gonna bankroll him no more. Stop bankrolling him.
Well, you have to get your distance. You have to, um, you know,
No,
to
because
separate.
he
Detach. That's the word I was looking for. You gotta
the
detach.
time he told me I'm smarter than all of y'all, and I didn't even graduate from high school.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's 50 something. What is he? 54 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and he says I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but he's still living on the streets.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
he's a king in his own kingdom.
That's right. And hey.
You probably got lots of people listening to him.
Yeah.
So
He's a Pied Piper.
It has satisfied him.
Yeah.
So be it. I know you've extended yourself more than once. So
Well, he's even got my granddaughter. She graduated from kinesiology from Long Beach, but he has so much influence on her, and she's
not working. Huh?
Yeah. No. She,
I heard something the other day. It was also on a TV show. It was, it seemed like the source was kind of like, but it was these people talking about how parents have kids and that there's this unconditional love for their children, and they said, well, there's some truth to that, but at the same time, kids do hold their parents as unconditional love too. They always want that connection. They want that relationship no matter what. Even though they might not work at it or they might not, it doesn't seem like it. They do want that so badly. And that's in her case. I'm thinking that's what it is. Right?
Right. But the thing about my children, okay, I let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I arrange my life that doesn't affect their life.
But do you still, even today, you get the call about something.
Oh yeah.
And they're looking for you to hear your input. They want you to know. They want to share that with you.
Right.
You're not asking them.
My youngest daughter calls me every day.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, Sunday or Monday, I have either one or both of my other daughters.
Mm-hmm.
They come in and, Dad, you up for a visit?
Mm-hmm.
I say, sure. We're going to order some food, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I never call them and say, come over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because then I'm being selfish.
Well, you'd have to be there for them. I always said, leave the light on. The light's always on.
As a parent, I have to be able to step back and let them matriculate their life.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're much smarter than I am.
And that's why you had that relationship. Like I said, it's pretty impressive that she would call you. And that was Terry, right?
No, it's Kim.
Kim, okay, that was Kim. So calling you, sharing with you some important news, some important information.
We talk every day,
right?
And we go through her. She tells me about her job and what she did. All I say is, "You're looking sounding good. Stay in your lane."
And she has that desire to reach out to you, to talk to you about it.
And I tell people, I am so thankful that my children talk to me. Mm-hmm. You think about that, okay? Mm-hmm. They talk to me, and they feel that they care enough about me to make sure that I'm okay.
Well, so I think with that being said, we came full circle then, and we can only have whatever little control there is of our own, and that's what we have. That's the relationship that we set up, and that's what we have to maintain up until our last breath.
Yeah.
And then that's what they had, and that's what they will continue to have as time goes on, and that's a positive. And I think it's important we end up on a positive because we did a lot of negative stuff.
And the thing that I learned from John is how to treat people.
Yeah.
And I make my phone calls.
Right.
How you doing? So and so. Blah, blah, Mm-hmm. But sometimes you have to take the initiative.
Right.
You can't sit back and say, I'm waiting for somebody to call me.
Yeah.
You call them and say, how you doing?
Keep it real. So the truth is spoken.
Yes,
The
the
truth
truth
is
is
spoken. And as we search for truth,
Mhm.
we found a little here and there, a little gem here and there.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the time.
I appreciate you.
Elijah coming out
Yeah.
and sitting out here and enjoying the beautiful weather. And we're blessed.
Mhm.
And we just keep on going
Keep
until
on
the next
going.
time. So again, everybody, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And appreciate everybody who watches.
Yeah.
Take care. God bless you all.
Yes.
Peace out.
God bless you.
Those of you that are out there listening, subscribe to our page so that you can get the notifications of when we're going to record again.